G'day folks and welcome to Australian UFO Sightings official podcast. I'm your host Anthony Goodall and you're listening to Encounters Down Under. Here we invite guests on the show to tell us about their encounters with aliens and UFOs, where most of our episodes were streamed live from our Facebook page, which gave listeners the opportunity to ask questions to our guests regarding their encounter. If you have had an encounter and would like to be a guest on the show, please get in touch with us. You can send us a message through our Facebook page, Encounters Down Under, or send us an email at australianUFOsightings@outlook.com.au. Be sure to join us on Facebook and share with your friends and family to help us grow, and hopefully encourage others to come forward with their encounter. If you're an iTunes listener and a fan of the show, why not give us that 5-star rating and review, and you could have your review featured on the podcast. But enough of that, let's get into what you've been waiting for. So kick back, relax with your favourite beverage, and enjoy the show. Please welcome to the show there, Iren. Iren has joined the show there to talk about her experiences there and sort of go down a bit of a spiritual path. But look, welcome to the show there, Iren.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
No, it's actually great having you on here. I'll transition you across there so now people can actually see you. And there we go. Look, awesome for you to come on the show there, and love having you on. Oh, look, yeah, yes, we had a talk there for about a good hour, maybe an hour and a half there before we sort of come on live and had a really good chat there, and it's quite amazing going in the path of like a bit of a spiritual sort of, I don't know, experiences and stuff like that, and it sort of comes to like the fact that like there is a bit of a connection between the paranormal, UFO, and spiritual sort of side of things. But look, I'm going to let you go and take over the show because it's all about you here. So I'll let you go and take over and you tell us about your experiences.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, what a synchronistic thing, you know. I mean, the universe is full of synchronicities, whether we know it or not. And it was a big synchronicity that actually got me to meet you so I can be on the show tonight, because I've been really sort of bursting at the seams to sort of be able to tell somebody about my experience and my experiences. And, I mean, I have tried in the past, but it didn't work out. And then, you know, probably about a month ago, something like that, I just went to a local pub, and there was a lovely couple outside, and we just looked at each other and we were smiling and we were chatting, and I don't know how, but we got onto you and your podcast. And I told them about my ET contact experience in Greece, and they're amazed. They said, you've got to share the story, you've got to speak to Anthony from Encounters Down Under. And I just went, oh my God, because I've been putting it out there for quite a while to be able to speak to somebody about it. And so that's the synchronicity for me. So I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for having me on. So basically what happened was like I had an experience, when was it? It was back in 2003, I think it was. And I was visiting my ex-husband's relatives. We were married at the time in Corfu in Greece. And we were staying with sister and brother-in-law. And I remember the three of us were all asleep in the bed. It was myself, my husband at the time, and my son. He was almost 3. And we were sleeping peacefully, and then all of a sudden I woke up, and I knew there was something wrong because I was totally paralyzed. But I was also I felt like I was in a slightly different frame of consciousness at the time. I wasn't asleep, but I knew I wasn't asleep, put it that way. I was definitely awake. And straight away in the doorway, I could see tall grey beings, and I was amazed. I wasn't shocked, I was amazed. And basically I think there was about 5 of them, and I just knew that they were scoping out the whole house. And the first thing I thought, Anthony, was I wasn't meant to wake up during this, but I did. And I woke up, and because I was fully out, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't move any part of my body, I basically spoke to them telepathically, because that's basically all that was working was my eyes and my brain at the time. And I'm amazed at what I said to them, and I even laugh to this day about it. I said to them, you do not have my permission. I do not consent. I am a sovereign being, and you do not have my permission. Don't have any consent to put one finger on me or any member of my family. And I said, and if you do, there'd be hell to pay for you forever, because you don't know who I've got backing me. And when I said that, I was thinking about Archangel Michael, the ultimate protector, the God source itself. And I just knew that that something was happening to me without my consent. So as soon as I said that to them, boom, it all broke, and I was coming back into my body, and I really struggled to do that. But when I did, I was shaking my ex-husband, my husband at the time, trying to shake him awake, and it took a really long time. So I knew there was something wrong there. Anyway, so when he woke up, I told him what happened, and he was absolutely amazed. He wasn't shocked. And I just said, wow, what was that? I wasn't scared, but I just thought, what an incredible experience to have. I thought, I'm not scared because I'm a very analytical thinker, and I was thinking, I'm not scared because I'm here. I'm here, awake, to be able to think about it. So until I know 100% one way or the other, I won't worry about it. But I thought about it and thought about it intermittently over the years. And then one day I was driving back in Australia, and I think I was stopped at a set of traffic lights in the daytime. And this voice inside my head said to me, look at your arm. And I was like, look at my arm. So I did. I looked at my arm, and I could see a perfect circle. It was so white and so fine. And I said, wow, I've got scars on my body from when I was a kid, or when I've cut myself in the kitchen or whatever, but I know that I don't have a perfect scar of a circle. And then they said, check your arms. And I started looking, and as my skin has started to age, basically you can see the difference between my skin and all the different scars, cuts and stuff on my arms. And a lot of them are very strange, irregular shapes. And I just thought, wow, that was so quick. I just put two and two together, Anthony, and I thought, well, that must be from those tall grey beings. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'll keep looking. And I did, and I just found more and more and more. And I just thought, well, maybe I had signed up before I chose to come into this lifetime. Maybe I did give consent somehow that I could allow them to do tissue harvesting. I mean, nobody really knows. I don't know, certainly. And then it was just, I got on with my everyday life, because nothing surprises me anymore, because being a spiritual person, and I say that because I really don't feel that I'm operating in the 3D matrix anymore. I'm a part of it, but life is so much more. So I experience a lot through my senses, because I'm a psychic and a medium as well. And so I've opened myself up to a lot. And also, the beauty of being connected like that, I feel very safe. So I feel very, very connected to the God source. I get messages all the time. I get downloads. So I just knew to just be okay with it until I could find out more. And then years later, I was going into the city with my two sons on the train, and they always had really long hair as they were growing up. Anyway, so they wanted their hair cut short, so we did. They cut their hair long on top and very short back and sides, almost shaved. And as it slowly started to grow back, probably like 1 or 2 weeks, they were sitting on the train and they were sitting on the seats in front of me. And I just happened to look at both of their heads, not thinking anything, and then I could see all of these strange, irregular shapes, scars, patterns. And my heart absolutely sank. I said, oh, my God. So not only me, they've gotten the children as well. And I thought, well, the youngest one, I was actually pregnant with him, about 6 weeks pregnant, when I had that experience in Corfu in Greece, the first time. And I said, okay, well, how can that be? How can that be? And I thought, well, they're probably coming regularly. And so they've been, checking me out, doing whatever, and also with my two boys. So I drew a diagram of both of their heads and what all the scars and everything look like, because I know it was scars because their hair didn't grow in those areas. Their hair just didn't grow. So I did that, and I sent it off to Mary Rodwell. And you know who Mary Rodwell is?
Yeah, yep. She's located in Agnes Waters or 1770, I'm pretty sure, unless she's moved since I've last heard. But yeah, I know Mary well.
Yeah, really, really pivotal in the UFO community and a great researcher. Well, I called out to her and sent her the diagram that I drew, and also sent her a photo of my son's head, and she couldn't see it from the photo, and nothing. But it wasn't just the photo; it was the detailed diagram that I drew, and nothing came of it. And I said, well, you know what? I'm a great believer in and fate, and I feel that if you hit a brick wall like that, you just wait. You're maybe not meant to go forward in any way. Yeah, so that was really, really interesting experience. I know that looking back when I was a kid, I never saw anything. I never even knew what UFOs were. I never even thought about extraterrestrials. But I do remember this beautiful sensation every now and again of floating off my bed. And I used to feel it was like I was in a blissful state, and I felt like myself and my mattress were floating through the room, and then I was out. So that could have been me experiencing being taken, but that also led me down a lot of roads, I suppose you could say. And I've always felt like a person that doesn't belong here on Earth, because I've always said to my friends, I find it really hard to do human. I never really could understand the way people thought and why they acted the way they did. I just wanted everything to be happy, peaceful, nice all the time, and I just couldn't understand why life wasn't like that. And also how sensitive I felt and how affected I felt by all the energies around me, and literally, I just thought, oh, I really sort of remembered. I came into an awareness, a very, very deep awareness, that I'm longing for a place that I call home, but I didn't know where it was. So once I connected with that feeling and that thought, I was like, yes, that's right, and then through time and just being okay with everything, I really, really discovered and connected with it being the Pleiades. So I really believe that I am a starseed soul from the Pleiades. We're all from a lot of places, because we're all starseeds. See, planet Earth was seeded, by our galactic brothers and sisters. So we are all from somewhere else. But and that's why we're all different colours. We all look different. Yeah. So I mean, I just that's my personal belief, that we all come from somewhere. But the soul, the soul is so big. When you incarnate, like in this lifetime now, I'm Iren, growing up in Australia, but my soul has just done so much, yeah, so it's really, really interesting. And there's just so much that we don't know. But I have found through my personal experience, Anthony, that when you just start to ponder things and when you think about things, your soul kind of calls you in a direction where you find all the answers. And I know the difference in my work as a psychic and a medium if I'm straining or struggling to find information, right? Yeah, I know what that feels like. And then I also know what it feels like to literally know something and have confidence in saying it. And that's how I feel in this experience, you know? So, yeah, you just use your discernment. Yeah, so thank you for providing me a chance to talk about it, because energy has always got to move, always, you know, and we're creative. You know, energy comes in, it's got to go out. So having to hold on to that and not being able to share it, because I must have been meant to share it because I feel compelled to share it. So I don't, you know, it's not like I've been places and said to people, oh, by the way, no, I just held on to it, and my friends know about it because we know about the reptilian race, all the different races, including the reptilians. I think a lot of people are waking up now because this is the great awakening time of humanity. You know, the internet was created as a tool to spy on humanity, but humanity used it to wake up. This is incredible, you know?
Absolutely. So during this whole time, like where you sort of had these sort of experiences and that, have you like sort of been a bit too scared or like, you know, I'll go with scared, like, you know, of actually sharing your experiences or like, you know, being held back at some sort of point?
Never, never. Because because of who I am and what I know and how much I've studied and how connected I feel to the all that is, to the God source, prime creator, whoever you want to call it, I feel very, very safe. So I've never felt that I couldn't speak about it. I just thought, well, I'm not going to talk about it to people who wouldn't understand it, or it might not be for their ears. It might affect them in a negative way. Um, I'll just wait until opportunities come up. But I've never ever felt that I couldn't or that I shouldn't. Even now I'm thinking, oh, talking like this, could somebody, you know, from anywhere? I'm not, no, because, and that's the magic of the universe. You know, there's basic fundamental universal laws, Anthony, that run this universe, right? And those universal laws, they are just it, you know. And the universal laws, there's many of them. People can look them up on any search engine. Universal, basic, fundamental universal laws of this universe, right? And they'll see them. One of them is the law of gravity, which is being debunked now because, you know, that's Newtonian science, but that's just an example. So nobody can debunk if you drop something that it's going to fall down, you know. But there's other laws in the universe, right? And there's the law of magnetism, okay? And the law of magnetism is whatever it is that you think, you're automatically creating and attracting. So for me, the secret of the universe is exactly this. What you think is, and that's as simple as that. So if I know I am protected, then I'm protected. You know, it's wonderful. And then I've gone through my life and I've been taught, I've learned, I've opened myself up, and I've never gone and done any courses. It's just I decided that I wanted to use all of my God-given natural abilities, and I opened myself to that. And then at my own pace, I just basically became that, you know. So sometimes I'll get downloads and you just know information, and other times you'll find things, you'll be thinking about something, and then you'll be, using the internet, and wow, there's an article about it. So basically what that means is everything that we are thinking and feeling, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, it's all energy, and it's going out into the 3D matrix, and it's being created, right? And that's why our reality shows itself as it is. Just like we're talking now and we've connected, it's because I literally was putting it out there, and so it was created. So it's wonderful. That's how I live my life now. I know that there shouldn't be any surprises. So from that, I call myself a conscious co-creator with the God Source, a conscious co-creator. So that means that I know about the fundamental law of magnetism, also known as the law of attraction, right? The law of synchronicity. And I know that when I want something, I use intention, because intention is very powerful. Intention, the feeling of intention, the energy of intention is literally your co-creative ability, your co-creation power with the God Source, with the universe. So as I said, we're always creating. So you can be creating unconsciously, subconsciously, or consciously. So basically, when you're creating, when you're not conscious that you're a co-creator with the God Source, you're still creating 24/7, right? And your reality is being created by your subconscious thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, and your programming. So where does all the programming come from? Well, the programming comes from everything that we've been born into. Okay, this matrix, this 3D matrix that we all live in. And I was taught over the course of my lifetime that this is it's a created matrix, and that reincarnation as such, because reincarnation, as many people know, is life is everlasting. There is no death. There's just life after life after life. But when it comes to reincarnation, I was told by the God Source, because I'd been thinking about it for a long time, that reincarnation is real, but reincarnation in this 3D matrix prison, as I like to call it, is a bit of a trap. Okay, so that's a great big rabbit hole that we can go down, right? But it's not all that scary. Basically, what I mean by that is, I mean that, when I was thinking about it, I felt that the God Source kept saying to me, reincarnation is a trap. And I thought, you know what? I really feel that, because the God Source is a loving, neutral creation force. Okay? It's a loving, neutral creation force. It doesn't want to punish anybody. It reads your emotions and mirrors them back to you, and then you create your reality. So I thought, well, why do we have to go through so much suffering in every lifetime? And why is it that when we are born, when we incarnate again, we forget everything? Our mind is wiped, and we have to start all over again, because in the New Age teachings and the teachings about reincarnation, which don't sit well with me, is that you come back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You work out all your karma, and you raise your energy vibration up through suffering, through learning all your lessons. And then when your energy vibration is up high enough where you are connected with the God Source again, then don't need to come back and have a physical lifetime anywhere. And I just was thinking about that and pondering that, and I thought, no, it just does not ring true to me, because this is where the ET part of my soul comes in, and me being a starseed, because I literally have soul remembrance, Anthony, of living somewhere else, where that's what I feel homesick for, living somewhere else where life is so different. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's an amazing, and it's a beautiful experience. And that you get the choice to choose what you want to experience for your growth, for your soul's growth, and you go ahead and you incarnate and live that. But you're not a prisoner. You're not trapped. You haven't had all your rights taken away. You know, you don't have to get up and have a 9 to 5 slog. You know, like everything that's being created now, that's really this world that we live in, and everything that we think is our reality is just one big lie, a massive lie. You know, the schooling system has been corrupted, right? And do you know that when you start to, it's so simple, when you just start to say, basically what I could say to your viewing audience is just have no fear, realize that you create your reality, go in your heart center and just say to the God source, you know what, I'm ready. I want to experience my life. I want to be free. I want to be a sovereign being, and I want to experience what my gifts are. And then at a perfect timing pace, you'll start to wake up, because we already have. This is why this is called, this time in history is the Great Awakening of humankind, of mankind.
It's sort of a cruel process, isn't it? Like going back and reincarnating, then coming back, and all that karma in your past lifetime sort of catches up in you in your present life. And to me, I think that's a really cruel process, which is very unfair, which is very undeserving in a lot of ways as well. You know, but I have heard the concept of, like, you know, reincarnation. You got your previous lifetimes. I'm not sure if you can explain a bit of this, but like with the reincarnation, is it going through like the bit of the timeline as the humans progress, sort of thing? Like, you know, so like your previous life could have been back in, you know, like a Stone Age, or it goes into the Bronze Age and into like the World Wars, and you know, is that sort of how our reincarnation sort of works, or you're not really sure that concept?
Good question, Anthony. Really good. I myself have had past life experiences. Okay. On that, I've been to Greece 3 times in a 10-year period. And one of the places where I stayed for a long time was a place called Delphi, Delphi is called the birthplace of civilization. It's literally called the omphalos. It's called the belly button of the universe. And that's where the birthplace of, you know, all the greats, and they started thinking. So with reincarnation, I've had my own experiences where I've experienced past lives, and I thought, well, that's really interesting. Okay, so what people have found is that they take, for instance, say a historical figure like Cleopatra. With reincarnation and with people having reincarnation experiences naturally or through hypnosis, a lot of the population worldwide can have an experience of the same thing. Say Cleopatra, for argument's sake. Now, that is because the person is not having the experience. Like me as Irene, I'm Irene only in this lifetime. The person that's having that experience, the part of me that's having that experience is the soul. Okay, now the soul is like that. It is connected to all that is. And that's why people can connect, and they all feel like they've been an historical figure, Yeah, so because it's not you doing it, it's your soul having that experience in this 3D matrix, right? Now, Alex Collier, are you familiar with his work and the
No.
Andromedans?
No.
Alex Collier, I highly recommend you looking him up, watching him on YouTube. He's been at it for his whole life because he's been a contactee with the Andromedans. Very, very lovely and very clever man from the United States. And basically, even he learnt, and they told him that reincarnation is a trap. This is a 3D matrix, and we are like guinea pigs. We're on like a hamster wheel, right? Going round and round and round and round and round. Now, the reason why we reincarnate in this suffering, in this 3D matrix, is not for our good. It's the emotions, the energy that we give off in every lifetime is the glue that holds the matrix together and is the food. It's the energetic food that feeds the beings that created it. These are ancient archontic beings, and they live off energy, especially negative energy. And this is why with the movie, the kids' movie Monsters, Inc., it's predictive programming. It's they show you everything they do and they put it right in your face. So for a few reasons, one of them is that they believe it absolves them of karma, because if they're showing us what they're doing to us and we're just okay with it, even though we don't really know that they're purposely doing it, it absolves them of karma. See, they're ancient beings, but they're not real creators. They're not God source creators, because they must believe in karma, right? To do that. So Alex Collier said, when you finish your lifetime on Earth and you cross over, when you see the light, that is the false light of this matrix, do not go into that light. What you do is you turn your back on the light, you'll see the universe, you'll see the darkness, and you just say to the God source, with your mind, you just say, bring me home. And then what you will do, your soul will go back to the last dimension that it existed in before it was caught, because these quantic forces trapped a lot of souls. They captured a lot of souls to create this matrix, to feed themselves, right? So the other part about the 3D prison matrix is that if they captured a certain number of souls, a very large number, let's just say it's 144,000. Let's say that's a magic number, because I've seen it written down, but I don't know, okay? It doesn't matter. What matters is this. If there's a certain number of souls, actual souls that have been caught in this matrix and are constantly reincarnating in it, and not peacefully, not happily, not as the God source intended, right, with their own free will, right? Who are the other 7 billion plus souls on the planet?
Yeah.
They are fillers in the matrix. They are literally soulless matrix players, fillers in the matrix. And I have heard that said many times on many platforms through many very learned people. Now, I don't want people to freak out, okay, because that doesn't worry me at all, because these can be people that we work with, it can be people that we're married to, it can be people we're related to, it can be our friends, it can be our children. It doesn't matter, because even though they are fillers in this matrix, right, everything, even that is still a creation of the God source. So still, love your friends and love your family. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that these people They're still they are still a creation. They're still an incarnation. So it doesn't mean that they're bad, okay? This is just information. I'm okay with it, but I know that this is going to be my last incarnation as a trapped soul in the 3D matrix prison, because when it's my turn to cross over, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see the light, and I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to turn my back on it, and I'm going to say to the God source, bring me home, because I feel very, very strongly, as a real deep knowing, not something that I believe, as a knowing, Anthony, that there are an unlimited number of places that you can incarnate and have amazing lives, right? In any form. Okay, when we now, this is the beautiful thing about it. So we call ourselves human beings, okay, and we're on planet Earth. Then there's too big a number to even contemplate of planets and other races. They're all different like us, but so many of them are so highly spiritually advanced, and they don't have to have a 9-to-5 job. They don't have to pay to live on a planet that they were born on. I mean, that is just ridiculous. You know, you're not born free. You're born, and then you are, as soon as you're born, you can't be born at home. You've got to be born in a hospital. And then there's a protocol. As soon as you're born, you have to have a vitamin K jab in your heel. And if your parents say no, well, they're strongly talked out of it. And then you go through your lifetime and you keep having all this stuff done to you and all the sickness. And then you're looking up at the skies and you're thinking, and we're the ones that are awake. We're looking at the skies, and the sky's not blue anymore, and there's no fluffy clouds, and it's like noughts and crosses, grids everywhere. You know, I don't understand people that just are okay with all of this, right? Who don't see what's going on, okay, with the CTs, you know, with the chems being sprayed, okay? Yeah. There's reasons why they do everything. But again, this is where you always want to be in your true power, right? Now, a really good example is when I
hang on, I think we lost you there for a bit. Give us a minute, guys. Sorry, guys. We'll hopefully get it back on. I think our internet might have dropped out, so we'll see where we're going with this. Hang on, sorry, guys. But certainly interesting anyway to say the fact that, you know, there's a lot of things going on there with this spiritual side of things. So if anyone's sort of got a bit of a spiritual idea, then, oh, yeah, we've got to go back.
Yeah.
Got you back. There we go.
Hear you. Yeah.
Yep, I think your internet might have dropped out.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Given the conversation.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we still...
Yeah, we're good now. Yep, we're good.
Perfect. Okay, so the part we got up to with the trailing in the sky,
yep.
When I started to feel angry about that and powerless, the first thing that happened, because I don't have a pilot's license, I don't know where these things are coming from, so what can I do about it? Well, that's only me thinking that in my 3D matrix body, right? And we are so much more than that, right? We are so powerful, and that's why we have been captured and kept down, right?
Yep.
Because we are creation beings. We literally are co-creators with the God source. We have God-given gifts. So they said exactly that to me. And they said, right, when you see something that you don't like, use your true power. So what I do, like a lot of people now, I look at it and I say, I do not consent. When you see something that you don't like or that you don't want, that goes against who you are, first thing you do is you say, I do not consent. okay? Because you do not give your consent in this energy matrix to everything that's going on. That's number one. And number two, what am I going to do about it? Okay, well, you're not alone. You're a magnificent soul, okay? And you are connected to all that is. You're connected to your spirit guides, you're connected to angels, connected to archangels, connected to the God source, connected to all the ETs out there, right? Energetically wise, okay? So I do not consent. And then what I do after that is I start to give, with intention, commands, right? Now, some people get triggered when they hear commands. Well, how can you command the angels? It doesn't matter. You use intention, and I say out loud, I am on the highest timeline where love, peace, abundance, freedom, and truth reign. And I say that 3 times out loud, and so do my boys. I am on the highest timeline where love, peace, abundance, freedom, and truth reign, because there are an innumerable number of timelines. And where your energy is determines on which timeline you sit and what you experience. So I choose. I do not consent to what's going on. I now choose, with my intention I create with the God source, that my reality is now that I am on the highest timeline. Okay, I'm on the highest timeline. What do I want to experience? I want to experience the highest timeline where love, peace, abundance, freedom, and truth reign, is absolute. So the more and more and more I do that, my energy literally is co-creating that with the God source. So that is my reality. That becomes my reality. And that's the only thing that I will be experiencing in my reality, right? The other thing I do is I say, 1 billion warrior angels. I do not consent. 1 billion warrior angels, whatever number you want, doesn't matter. I always say 1 billion warrior angels. I do not consent to this geoengineering, weather warfare. 1 billion warrior angels push all of this poison out to sea, where it can be transmuted back into light and love, where it cannot affect humans or Mother Earth, right? So a lot of people, some people who aren't in touch with themselves and don't know who they really are and don't have an experience of being in the matrix but not being of the matrix. See, we're still in it, but we're not of it. We operate outside of it. People that don't have that experience will feel powerless, and they might go, well, this just sounds ridiculous. But I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else which is incredible. And a lot of people are doing this now. A lot of people are getting a dark coloured container, Anthony, and they're buying just vinegar, the strongest vinegar they can get. And if you can't get strong vinegar, you get normal vinegar, white vinegar, and you boil it down and reduce it to half, and you put it in a dark container, not a closed container like a bowl or a bucket, even an ice cream container, and you put that boiled down vinegar outside where the sun can hit it. And that regular everyday vinegar can bust a 10-kilometre radius over your home, a 10-kilometre radius, and clear those chemtrails. Isn't that incredible?
It is. But I just want to touch on the chemtrail things there. I'm not denying cloud seeding and all that, but you do get a lot of the exhaust fumes that are creating these contrails. So as long as it's not getting confused with contrails, like not every single plane is going out there spreading chemicals and all, like obviously it's exhaust fumes, which is chemicals in itself, but not everything is a chemtrail as say. Like I know there is cloud seeding going on, there's that sort of stuff going on, but not every single plane or commercial plane that you're seeing going across is spreading a chemtrail.
That's right. I agree with you there, Anthony. I agree with you. It's all about discernment and living in the matrix but not being of it. That's why people don't need to freak out about this information. You are more than what you know. Just say, I don't consent. I don't consent.
Yeah.
Right? Ask what to do about it. Ask your guidance. Now, I'm talking about all the different things that are being sprayed that remain in the air for hours, for days.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about contrails. So there's that difference there. So the whole thing is, you know, even that can be powerless against you, completely powerless when you change your reality, when you change your thinking, when you realize that you are a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. And as a soul having a human experience, you're in this world, but not of it. You can operate differently, operate from your true God-given power and potential to know how the universe works, to know how this matrix works, and then decide for yourself what you want to experience, what you literally want to create through the law of magnetism. So everyone, watch your thoughts. And I would even get people to ponder this. Have you even had an original thought? Where does all your thinking come from? About everything, every subject, every part of your life. Has anyone ever had an original thought? For me, I would say probably no, because from birth, you're programmed. You're programmed by your parents. You're programmed by your parents. They want to keep you safe. Your parents are well-meaning, and they're trying to keep you safe, and they've been programmed by their parents to believe certain things, you know, and back and back and back and back through the generations. Now, the beauty of waking up and coming into your true power and operating outside of the matrix and using your gifts to literally be the conscious co-creator with the God source, so you can have the experience that you want to have in your life. The beauty of that is that that's free. You're not hurting anyone. And it's like the 100 monkey syndrome. Have you heard about the 100 monkey syndrome?
It sounds familiar, but enlighten me on it. I feel like I have heard it.
Okay, basically, long story short, because it's been quite a while since I heard about it, a group of monkeys were either taught something, a new skill, or one learnt it. And as the other one started learning it, by the time a certain number had learnt this particular new skill, the whole monkey population knew it, right? Just poof, you know. And that's what, you know, they didn't all have to learn it individually. It's in the Akashic record. It's in the reality of their reality, right? So they all knew it. And that's what that's what the awakening of humanity is all about, right? Now, look, 10 years ago, we didn't know half the stuff we know now, okay? The kids that are coming in, all the children that are coming in, all the generations are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. And it's like they're already pre-programmed to know how to use technology. You know, how many times have you asked, we can't work something out, but you ask someone small and they do it automatically. Like, to me, that's absolutely amazing. So I say to people, don't believe anything, right? Always ask yourself, always ask the God source, is this true? What do I need to know? What should I do? And again, what you think is, because you're creating your reality 24/7. So myself, I'm always protected. I'm always protected, okay? If you believe that, if you feel that, if that's your intention all the time, that's literally what you're creating in your reality, okay? The great David Icke, you know, he says that himself. People say to him all the time, aren't you worried about spreading the truth all the time and them getting you? He goes, no, I'm not, because I absolutely know that I'm protected because I'm the one that creates my reality. And this is how the ET races live, because they live naturally, right? Their reality has not been hijacked, is a very, very good word. Pleiadian society and Pleiadian reality, Pleiadian lives have not been hijacked. They have gone through their life, they're going through their experiences, they're going through their learning and their transforming, their ascension process, but they haven't had, they've had wars, you know, as well, with other races that are very similar to the Archons that want to take over, but they're who they are, right? They haven't had their potential stolen, whereas we as humans have. So I prefer to be a soul having a human experience as a human being in the 3D matrix. I'm in the matrix, but I'm not of the matrix. So I'm the one that decides what my reality is. And I teach people about that as well now, in workshops, in small workshops. And I love doing that, because the best thing is when you really know something, I believe you're meant to share it. Okay. And so I explain to people who they are, who they truly are, what this matrix is, and how to use the universal laws of magnetism, the laws of attraction, to change how they feel and truly have original thoughts, Anthony, and decide from their own power what they want. Now, me being taught that through my whole life by the God Source, I've been able to turn my life around amazingly. I've had experiences, you know, I'm very grateful for the life that I have, because my life is completely different to the life of my parents and all the people, all my ancestors in my generational line. Because if I had have carried on as they did, I would have a very different life than I have now. But I really feel that I'm in my power. You're always learning. We're all the same. We're all equal. And part of the gift is, now when you're very highly evolved as an ET race, you're very loving, right? Very, very loving. And you come from a place of loving, expansion, creation, and very, very importantly, what's the word I'm looking for? Not when you feel sorry for something, not when you empathize with someone.
Not sorrow.
No. Sorry, I just feel like I'm just being I'm being a bit blocked here. They don't want me to get the message out, but that's okay. Compassion.
Compassion. No, there you go.
Thank you. I do not consent. I'm using my mind. Yeah, compassion. Try this. Everyone try this, right? Whenever you think about it, whenever you feel that you don't like something about your life, whenever you feel like you see something that you don't like, just say, silently say, I do not consent, and then feel compassion for everything. Because the people that are out there doing the worst things, right? The everyday people. I'm not talking about the higher up elites. I don't feel compassion for them. I just feel like the everyday billions of people on this planet, we've all had our lives and our consciousness hidden and stolen from us. So instead of always buying into the reality of what's in the matrix, what's being shown to you, you know, all the lower energy stuff that you're going to be shown through the media, through the television, through the through the lamestream media, not the alternative, the lame, L-A-M-E, lamestream media. Don't identify with it, right? Just say, I give everything compassion, and then watch what happens in your life. You know, it's literally been miraculous for me, and I feel very, very grateful, because not only has it saved me in my life many times over and allowed me to feel very connected and powerful. Now, power is not power over. Power is being truly powerful, inner power. That is love. That's creation energy. Because don't forget, we are the creators. They don't have, you know, the ones that are doing this, they don't have power to create as an enlightened God source being, right? As a co-creator with the God source. They don't have the ability to do that. We do. And that's why they want to stop us as much as possible from doing it. So the best thing that I can teach my children is this. You have all the power in the world. Doesn't matter what you see in your reality. If you don't like it, just say, I do not consent. I give it all compassion. And then with true power of intention, which is our co-creation with the God source, use intention to create something that you do want. And that's how I managed to leave where I was living and move 4 hours away and, you know, and be guided. I just took a leap of faith and had a tree change. And that's why literally 11 months ago. And now I think, gosh, oh, you know, why didn't I create that 20, 30, 40 years ago? Because I'm nearly 60, believe it or not.
Don't look a day over 40.
Pay you later. Even evidence of that in itself. Okay, this is just, it's not a vanity thing. It's proof. I'm going to be 60 years of age, but that's not my reality. My reality is that I'm ageless. I'm happy. My brain is young. I'm always my intention is to do good, to feel good, to do good things, you know, and so that's what shows. And you can tell people that are going through a really, really, really hard time, you know, and that don't know about their true power and don't know how to create. They don't realize they're creating all the time. You know, they feel powerless, which makes them feel angry, hopelessness. Everything is energy, everything. Now, the key is on what frequency do you want your energy to oscillate, to vibrate, to exist? I know that I want my energy to be on a higher frequency, right? Because when I exist on a higher frequency, then I exist in a place, the reality of my life and my existence is that I'm safe. Bad things don't happen. Bad things can't happen because the bad things, the negative things, the accidents, the flat tires, the, you know, getting mugged, whatever, that's everything. That's a reality on a lower vibrational scale. Now, that can only affect you if your energy is a vibrational match to that, okay? So the way to keep your energy vibration high is to realize that you are incredibly powerful and that you create your reality and that you have magnificent beings like the Creator, the God Source, all the beautiful, benevolent ET races that love us so much. We don't even understand why they love us so much because we are less than a kindergarten, less than a preschool in our evolution here on Earth, but it's not our fault. And we're all connected. See, all those beautiful, benevolent ET races, they live in that frequency of love, care, and compassion, right? We're talking about the benevolent races. You've got malevolent races that are great with technology, but they don't have the compassion, the care, and the love, right? And we've seen evidence of that. So, you know, really that's the secret to everything. What is your energy doing? Check in with yourself. Okay, I feel crappy. All right. Now, the best way, there's very easy ways to raise your energy vibration. You can control the frequency in your home by clearing the energy with a sage stick, with intention, with bells, Palo Santo wood, incense, your belief system, asking the God source and the angels to clear the energy space. That's very important. Having a salt bath or going for a swim in the ocean is very powerful, Anthony, because the salt has magical properties. And what that does, salt protects you, and salt pulls out toxins from your body. But not only that, salt clears your energy, clears all negative energy out of your body and your aura. So you feel fantastic again. Okay, you're clear, your body is clear, your aura is clear, your home, your space is clear. And then how do you keep it that way? You bless your food. You just say, I bless my food with high energy. I bless my water. Just bless everything with intention. Say, I bless this with very high energy before you take it in. It's free, it's easy. It's just something that we've got to remember. And then look on any place that you can find free solfeggio music. Now, solfeggio is the real frequencies, the healing frequencies. Frequency and vibration is meant to enlighten us, to support us, to enhance us. It's not meant to harm us, fry ourselves, and suppress us. Now, that's what another part of what they did in this matrix. They hijacked the frequency. So all the music, all the TV, everything is played on a frequency which goes against what we are and makes us feel low, makes us feel anxious, depressed, angry. Okay, these are frequencies, right? It's energy warfare as well. So the way to take your power back in that is your intention, of course. I'm always safe and protected. My energy is always resonating very high. Think about love. Think about loving your family. Be grateful. Think about all the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. Think about what you'd love to create and focus on that. And play solfeggio frequency music. You can play that all day on low. You can play it while you're at work. You can, now those frequencies, there's a frequency chart that you can download from the internet, and it shows exactly what megahertz do what, let's say. So that's really, really interesting. So it's one way to take your power back is to like play those solfeggio frequency tones and music while you're sleeping or all day on low. I also have I downloaded a free tone generator on my phone, and you just pull a bar across and you choose the frequency. And as long as the frequency is on and pumping out, it doesn't matter if it's on very low, it's all frequency. Now, frequency is everything, you know, frequency, vibrational energy resonance is everything. We can literally heal our bodies with it. So this is how we can take control, you know. Keep your mind, body, spirit, and your space clean and in a higher energy vibrational space, okay? Do not drink tap water because the fluoride was put there intentionally to calcify our pineal gland, and our pineal gland is shaped like a cone, and that is the statues that were outside the Vatican, right? And basically, if you calcify your pineal gland, you find it very difficult to have any kind of connection with the God source, right? So I use fluoride-free toothpaste. I have filtered water. If you can invest in a whole house filter system that will filter out all your water, including what you shower with, that filters the fluoride out and the chlorine and everything, because this is not how we're meant to live. And I know there's many, many countries in Europe that do not fluoridate their water, and their water flows from the mountains down, and you can go drive and you'll see villages and you'll see little fountains. You can literally fill up your water bottles there, and it's the most magical, clean, pristine water created, to enhance us, not to harm us. I know we've gone down a lot of rabbit holes.
Definitely.
But again, I want people to realise that, I didn't have to go out and do anything to get to where I am in life. Yes, I had to go and physically do things, but to learn everything, just have to be open to it. I want God, I'm open to the truth, or God's source, or whatever you want to say, universe, I'm open to the truth, and I want to learn what my true gifts are. I want to be sovereign, and I want to be in my true power, so that I'm the one that's creating my reality, because I don't like the one that I'm in. So rather than, a lot of people unfortunately leave the planet by their own hand because they don't like the reality that they're in. And that is just so sad. No judgment there, of course, but that's so sad. If only they knew, if only they felt a connection to the God source, if only they had somebody tell them, you know what, if you don't like what you're seeing, if you don't like your reality, if you don't like your life, you can do something about it, and it doesn't cost you a cent. All it takes is the only investment you need to make is your decision, choices, and the time it takes to literally create it. So, for instance, think about something that you really want, okay? And no matter what it is, just put it out there. Send it to the universe with intention. Say, I intend to manifest this. I intend to have this. And if you think about that every day, and no matter what it is, think about the reality. Think about, allow yourself to use your imagination to what it would feel like if you had that. Live it, okay? Think about it a lot. Write it down. Speak it out. And then watch what happens. You will literally manifest with the God source what you want, and it'll come to you in the most magical way. Because when I do consults, when I do readings with people and I teach them in the workshops, I say to them, it's a bit of a paradox. This is really wonderful. I love this. What you are seeking is actually seeking you. It's like, what? Okay, let's just say I want a new car, a beautiful bright red car, right? That actually wants me. My soul is calling me to have that for whatever reason, because it'll get me from A to B, A to Z, safely, conveniently, with comfort. Every time I look at the color, I feel energized. I feel grateful that I've got a lovely car, no matter how much, no matter what the age of the car is. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can literally create anything for yourself that's positive. So it doesn't cost any money. Give it a go, and you'll be absolutely amazed at what your life will be, where you'll find yourself, and then you feel part of a bigger picture. You'll feel like you're in this matrix, but not of it, and that you're living in your true power, and things are easy. Things become a lot easier for you, and you won't be affected by the reality that's going on, because you'll know that you're creating your own, and that you're on the timeline where You're on the highest timeline where love, peace, abundance, freedom, and truth reign. And so it is.
Yeah, I just want to touch on a really difficult question and scenario for you. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to give an answer for this one. It's going to be a bit of a tough one. So you're talking about suicide, and given the situations of these people, they're able to change their lifestyles, perspectives, just because of change positivity. But what if you have, like, say for this scenario, you got a guy who has a family, it goes to ruins, he's got his kids and that sort of stuff. Wife goes elsewhere or goes with another bloke or whatever. Just in this scenario, and all he wants in his life is his children. And like statistics go, like a lot of men commit suicide for these reasons of where they can't see their family and that. So like, what is it like for someone in that sort of situation? Like, how can they change that when it can't really, it's a really hard one to sort of get a positive out of that one.
Very, very good question. Okay, very good question. Exactly the same. Realize that you have the power. Realize you never ever lose faith or hope. Realize that you're connected to the God source. Realize that you literally have the power to manifest. So think, okay, just go into your heart space. Just pump love out. Don't judge anything. See the whole scenario with compassion and intend with the God source that you have a connection with your children, right? That you're free, you're on the highest timeline, that you have a connection with your children, that you get to see them whenever you want, right? And create that reality. It is not woo-woo. It's not woo-woo, okay? It's real. These poor people, when we go through very hard scenarios like that, life situations, it literally knocks the stuffing out of you. Then vibrationally, you might have been up here, and then all of a sudden you feel like you've hit rock bottom. And that's how you're meant to feel in this energy matrix that caused all these problems in the first place, okay? Because when you come from your heart space and you have compassion, you're on a different frequency. You understand your partner better. You know, life can be deeper and easier, right? When you're and the other thing too is when you're on a higher energy frequency because of what you're thinking and what your beliefs are, everybody around you has to match that energy frequency or leave, okay? So you can only be a vibrational frequency match with somebody in your life. So for that particular very, very hard and very sad scenario, my best advice would be don't lose faith and hope, you know, and always come from compassion and your heart space and realize that you truly have the power to change that, right? You don't need to fight with anyone. You work with the God source because you are a powerful co-creator. You literally are the God source. You are part of the God source, created by the God source. You know, the ancients, all the ancients have said it. All the grand masters have said it, right? In the Bible and all different things. You know, even Jesus said it. Jesus said, I can do all of these things, but you can do more than me, right? Not in those exact words, but that was the meaning, okay? Because I haven't read those sections, okay? But use your manifesting abilities. So manifest the reality that you want, you know? See everybody surrounded by love. See everybody happy, you know? Come from your heart space, you know? When you're pumping out love and goodness and light, you are attracting the same. So it can literally change realities and you attract the same. Never ever give up, okay? Because I have been in my life, I have felt so wonderful and so connected. And I've also felt the lowest of the lowest of the lows, right? When you're in the lowest of the lows, vibrationally frequency, in a frequency way, it feels like there is no way out. But just from having, just knowing that you're not alone, call out to the God source. You know, if you had the eyes to see, if your pineal gland wasn't calcified to a point and you could see real reality, you would see that there wouldn't even be hardly any space around you for the beings that are there. Your loved ones in spirit, your spirit guides, angels, archangels, beautiful beings from other dimensions, you know. But we are in this cocoon of negativity, of powerlessness. Right? Just decide to break that. Open yourself up to the universe, to God, to the God source, and ask. Only good things come to me. I put the intention out there. Again, I live, I exist. I'm on the highest timeline possible. Now, when you're on the highest timeline possible, what are we creating in that timeline of existence? We're creating love. Think about what love is and everything that represents love. When you're living in a timeline, on the highest timeline where love exists, it's a very high vibration. It doesn't feel like that every day. People are nice to you. You're nice to people. You have compassion for people. You have understanding for people. Yada, yada, yada. Love, highest timeline where love, peace. Okay, you're feeling peaceful all the time. People around you are feeling peaceful. Love, peace, abundance. You don't want for anything, okay, because you know whatever it is that you want, you can create it through intention, the power of intention, the energy of intention. So you don't feel poor, you don't feel that you're missing out. You know that you have the power to create. So you're creating abundance in your life. I have more than I'll ever need. So then what happens when you're abundant? You can give abundance away to people and help other people as well. You know, the brain, there's parts of the brain, they're absolutely amazing, Anthony. It's you. The reason why giving to other people feels so, so good is because the brain cannot distinguish and it thinks you're giving to yourself. So I'm giving, but I feel so good. Because literally your brain believes that you're the one that's getting. That's amazing, isn't it? So I'm on the highest timeline where love, peace, abundance, freedom. Imagine what real freedom is. Freedom and truth reign. That's paradise. Absolute paradise on earth. So I say to people are going through very hard times. Never give up. Connect. Even if you feel like you can't connect, what you do, you ask the God source, put me in I put myself in a big bubble of white light protection with a mirror surface around it, okay? And it's real because what you think is, you're literally going to be surrounded by this high energy frequency bubble of light, okay? So you're protected. And from that space, you go into your heart center, just think loving thoughts, and then start thinking about what it is that you truly want, not what reality is showing you. And then you watch the magic happen, and then you'll find yourself in an ascension process, you know, and then you feel so good you want to talk to other people about it.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things. Like it's basically have a positive outlook on life, and basically positivity will still continue to surround you, sort of thing. Wake up every morning and just have a bright looking to the day, sort of thing, you know. And like I've had a few friends that I've sort of looking on the positive side of things, making sure everything's like sort of positive around them. Even if something's negative, sort of have like a bit of a positive outlook on that. And you know, they say themselves like their life's different because it's like you're saying, different sort of frequency that's sort of being produced, and it's attracting a more positive outlook, I suppose. So look, I just want to go back touch on, like, because we're coming towards the end of the show there. We're nearly an hour and a half up on this. So
And so fast, it feels like about 20 minutes.
I know, it's amazing how quick it goes. But I just want to touch on back onto your experiences there in Greece and all sorts of stuff. So I want to just look back into your family's past. Have they like had any sort of experiences like abductions or anything like that in their lifetime?
Nobody has spoken about it. No one in my family has spoken about anything. But I feel both my parents have crossed over. I feel that if they were alive today and I spoke to them about it, they would feel like me and just be interested. Don't ask me how I know that, but I just know my parents in some ways were very open-minded. And there's a reason why we believe the things that we believe. This is what I'm being told. There's a reason why we believe the things that we believe. You know, a lot of people that are watching this the information will resonate with them and they'll just take it in and they'll just know. They'll feel good about the information. There's some people that won't. They'll think, wow, that's way too far-fetched. It's out there. That's perfectly okay. We're all on a different path, but the destination is all the same. You know, we are all going to cross over. We are all going to live on. What matters is, what do we do now? You know, honestly, if I'm manifesting, and I'm really manifesting that I want them to come, and I want to meet them, and I want to hug them, and I want to have the experience of being with the high benevolent beings from other places, right? I want to manifest that, and I am manifesting that. In my reality, in my intention. And my intention, that is not if, because then that's 3D thinking, when that happens, the day when that happens, I would feel so incredible and I feel so loved and so amazed to meet my family, our galactic soul brothers and sisters again. I just want to write about it and write about their civilizations, how they live every day. And that's why I really studied so much and I watched all these incredible people on the internet that have had lives like that, where they have had connection ever since they were small, you know, to various ET races. I am so attracted to that. It's literally my soul calling me to what is my reality and what is the truth for me. And that's why I don't deny it anymore. I'm just at peace. And even if I went through this entire lifetime on Earth and I didn't have any connection with them in the physical, I'll still feel happy and fulfilled, because I know that I literally am connected. And when we go to sleep, when you go to sleep, you do your great work as well when you're asleep. You know, your consciousness has a rest in the 3D, and then you go off and you do other things, you know, in the universe, in, you know, in higher reality. So, you know, I'm okay with that. It's all good. It's exciting. And I just can't wait to learn more. Yeah. It's an amazing ride in this lifetime, I can tell you. And the people that you meet when you open yourself up, just like the pleasure of meeting you, and the platform to be able to just be free to be me and just speak what is my truth, my reality. And I just feel happy about that, and I feel very grateful for the opportunity.
No, most welcome. I'm happy to provide the platform there for people to sort of reach out and sort of inform other people of different experiences they've having, and then you know, there's a lot of things that in this world that we don't understand, you know, and spirituality is one of them. Like people have been doing it for thousands of years, and there's obviously some sort of connection there with a higher life or something. You know, and I suppose in this modern time that it has sort of been shunned away. Because you think of like back in the days there, like in the ancient times, there, like there's always priests held at a higher regard, and they're always off doing their meditations, or there's something going on there with the sort of priesty sort of things anyway. And they've always been around, and so it's obviously something there in that regard to the connection to the higher outer beings or anything. What it is, I don't know. It's it's one of those big questions. Like we'll never really know until we do pass on and experience it in our souls, and as you're explaining. But I guess again, it's one of those things we'll have to wait.
You can have a lot of that reality in this lifetime, like I do, like many people do, where you just know and you receive downloads and you see your manifesting abilities. You create things and you think, wow, I literally manifested that. I made that happen. And you pinch yourself, you think, wow, the old me would have thought that could never happen. But again, this is all your reality. You're the one that's in control of it. Intention has the power to create. So what do you intend for yourself? And then you discover a lot about yourself. A lot of the discovery is some people think that they're not deserving of different things, So you work on your stuff and you just hold that thought, I really intend to have that. Guaranteed it will show up. The more you think about it, the more energy you give it, the more time you give it. You'll literally be led, because remember what they said, what you are seeking is literally seeking you. Your soul is calling you, not the other way around. Your soul is calling you. My soul was calling me to come and to leave a big city and go and live in the country and have a tree change. And I'm so happy that I did that. That's just my story. But, there's a difference between intention, wishing, wanting, and asking for something. When you wish for something, when you ask for something, and when you want something, it's all empty. The universe is a loving, neutral creation force. It mirrors your energy back to you in a creation. So if you're wishing for something, it'll go, keep on wishing, and you won't have what you want. There's no power behind that. But when you use intention, you think about what intention feels like, really. It is a creation energy. It is a creation force. So just trust it. Look up the basic fundamental universal laws. See what they are and work with them. And your life will can completely change. You will feel different. Things that used to affect me don't affect me anymore. Things that used to scare me don't scare me anymore. You always feel safe. You always feel protected. Yes, you can have your up and down moments, but they don't last, because you're always connected and you're called back to feeling safe, abundant, free, all the good things, and you keep yourself on a higher energy vibration. And then what?
Oh, we lost you again. Oh, we got you back.
Remember what I said before we started, that, if somebody rings me, it would cut off. So I think I manifested that they didn't ring me until the very end.
Well, we got towards the end there, which is good. So basically what I'm getting out of that is keep a positive outlook on life there. Don't expect it straight away, but continue on that same pathway, and eventually it will come to you when you least expect it, basically. That's pretty much the gist of what I'm getting out of all this.
Energy vibration high. And the only thing that can exist in your reality is high vibrational people, places, experiences, and things.
Yeah. Look, I've got so many questions. I would sort of want to keep going with this there, but we're running out of time, unfortunately. So
we might have another session sometime where we go with questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure people will have some questions after this once the show's sort of been produced live, and if anyone wants to sort of ask any questions, but be sure to go and send us a message through the page there, and I can definitely relay the message and get the answer for you. So, yeah, any questions, guys, feel free to ask. But yeah, look, we'll have to end it there because yeah, we're definitely run a bit over time here. So, but look, again, thank you very much for coming on the show. It was wonderful having you on here, and hopefully a lot of people, have a bit of an idea, and sort of, have a bit of a way to sort of vibrate their life to a higher regard. So that's what we're after here. People have a positive outlook and have a peaceful sort of life and happy outlook.
One of the easiest ways to raise your energy vibration up is to think about people you love and also watch funny things. When I feel low, I'll put a really funny movie on. When you're laughter, it means you're in a very high vibration. So everything is food. Everything is food. Everything is affecting you, right? So what are you going to put in? What frequency does it have? So positivity, laughter, love, compassion, non-judgment, all of that.
Yeah.
Good intentions. And trust me, it really works.
Yeah. No, look, that's definitely one thing that I hope people, well, that's the purpose of this episode, isn't it? So people can learn to do all this sort of stuff. So definitely.
Right.
Definitely. So look, yeah, again, thank you very much for coming on the show. It was absolutely wonderful having you on here. And we'll definitely talk again shortly in the future there, and definitely have a go. All right. Thank you very much again.
Do it.
Sorry, I look forward to it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be good. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you. Bye. And that will do it, folks, for this episode of Encounters Down Under. I hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, you can also get involved in the show by joining the Facebook page and getting in on the live streams. Also, please be sure to share with your friends and family to help us grow and potentially find our next guest on the show. If you or you know someone who has had an encounter, please get in touch with me through our Facebook page via Messenger or email at australianUFOsightings@outlook.com.au. I look forward to seeing you on the next Encounter Down Under. Hooroo!